Yes.
All right. So, Assalamu alaikum. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello to the world. We are right now from different time zones. I'm Abdul Samad Khan, your host for Act Global. I'm at Islamabad time. It's 11 p.m. here with me, and I've got my two friends, two wonderful guests here. So let me give you a quick context that what is this Act Global? At Youth Impact Pakistan, we used to have this a cup of tea. We used to call a cup of tea Act forum, which used to held every month in 11 different cities of Pakistan. And it was primarily designed for the alumni of Youth Impact. All those young boys and girls, they used to get together, they used to have conversations, discussions, listen to experts, and build their opinions. Now, what happened thanks to COVID-19 that we got this opportunity to discover these amazing virtual platforms like Zoom and Skype and StreamYard and all those networks who helped us connect with amazing people on earth who are in different continents, who speak different languages, have got different skin colors, who follow different ideologies. But the best thing is that for the sake of humanity and for the support and concern of young people, they're all getting together, sharing their insights and wisdom with young people. So I'm so grateful to my two friends, two guests today. I've got Fulgor Esajas. I met Fulgor back in 2015, right, Fulgor? So
Absolutely.
yes, we were together on a program in United States. We spent a couple of weeks together, and Fulgor's nickname is Speech King. Is that right, Fulgor?
Of course it is. Of course, it's right. Yes.
Right. Right. So, ladies and gentlemen, very soon you're going to listen more from Fulgor, less from me. And then on my extreme right, I've got this wonderful lady, Arpi. I unfortunately I've never met her, but we were connected through this amazing platform in our part of the world. It's called Southeast Asia Leadership Academy. I'm part of it. I attended this academy 2 years back in Sri Lanka. So this is a broader network. It has got its Central Asian network, it has got its Middle Eastern network, and North American network. So RP is part of this broader network, and you are also going to listen what kind of amazing work RP is doing with the young people. So I've got Hafsa Sheikh, Asim Agha, Zainab Hashmi, all these wonderful youth impactors saying hello, and they are just waiting to listen more about you. So thank you very much for joining us today. Our topic today is empowering young voices. And this is what we do at Youth Impact all the time. Because everyone knows that we are living in this time where we have got more than 2 billion people on earth who are under the age of 30, and we call them youth. Now, these young people we see all the time, they have different ways to respond to the challenges and opportunities. Sometimes feel that maybe they're disconnected or disengaged or excluded from the leading opportunities. But based on my 7, 8 years of experience working with young people across 5 different continents, and definitely with our esteemed guests who have very rich experience of working with young people, we have seen that these young people have got their own way of expressing their views, voicing up their demands, bringing in their own contribution to the world, and registering their protest through formal or informal ways. This is amazing to observe young people speaking up their voices from their heart. Myself belonging to a Generation X, who has migrated from manual systems to this digital era. Now I see this generation Z or I generation have found their voices in the form of this social platforms. I mean, when we listen to the world, we see the students of Parkland or the young people who brought this Arab Spring. I mean, look at these young voices who are making efforts in the shape of, in the form of, or in the name of Greta Thunberg, who stood up in United Nations to raise the voice for climate change against, a lot of global leaders. This 10-year-old Turkish girl, Talia, who just raised her voice in United Nations for young girls. Isn't it amazing? All these young kids, young boys and girls raising their voices. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we need to emphasize and focus today because it's not just us, the whole world is concerned about the young voices. I mean, I was amazed to see that few years back, United Nations declared International Year of Youth and International Day of Youth. United Nations has got its envoy on youth. Similarly, Commonwealth, it has got its own youth development index. So there's so much going on, so much concern about the young people, about these 2 billion people on earth. So my two guests, two friends, with their support, with their help, we are going to discover, how these young people can gain voices to create an impact in their own societies, what they are doing already and how they can do more. So, passing on the baton to my friend Fulgor. Fulgor, over to you. Please let us know who you are, what do you do?
First of all, what an introduction. It was wonderful, wonderful to hear that. The topic is empowering youth, empowering young voices, and the introduction could not have done better. Thank you so much. I think it's an honor for me to be part of this wonderful session together with Arpi. And Arpi kind of reminds me of a radio station we have here in Suriname. Uh, yes, a very familiar radio station we have here in Suriname. So as soon as I saw the name, as we were in contact yesterday, I say, okay, I have to mention that when we are, on the call. Yes, I am Fulgor Esajas from Suriname. Indeed, I met Mr. Samad in 2015 at the participation of the IVIP program, and it was an amazing, amazing, actually out of body experience. I can remember that we had many, many wonderful conversations about uh, various topics. But the one thing that I do remember and I experience right now as I'm talking about this is that Mr. Samad is a very inspiring man. So to be here and to experience his inspiration together with RP, whoa, this will be a wonderful, wonderful session.
Thank you, Mike. So, Fulgor, what do you do in Suriname? So let us know about your profession, your work.
Yes. So as you mentioned earlier, I'm the speaking king, so no question about that. I'm the owner of Suriname Speaking Academy, and that is an organization where actually everyone can come to learn speaking skills. Speaking is very important because, in essence and in the first place, we are talking beings. So uh, we teach people the skill of public speaking, but a very common challenge, or you can say a problem that many of us face is the fear of public speaking. Many people have this, fear to go in front of people or just to talk in one-on-one conversations. And we help them to overcome their fear of public speaking and to in general speak better. I was working for a Kari, that was a job placement program of the Pan American Development Foundation, and On behalf of the PIDF, I got the opportunity to represent Kari in the United States of America and to actually, provide more information and more about the method of the Kari uh, program, and it was wonderful. It was
What is
actually a
Kari?
program where we, yes, absolutely. Kariyu means Kariyu is actually taki taki, and taki taki is like the second language here in Suriname. Just mention it. Me say taki taki.
Okay.
Yes, very good, very good. And taki taki is like the second language here in Suriname. So Kariyu means come on, let's do something to help the unemployment. Let's do something to help the dropout challenge that we face here in our country. So it's actually a calling to bring change. So that was
Okay.
Kariu, and yes, we took together with other youth workers, we executed the program.
Excellent. Wonderful. Thank you very much, Fulgor. Definitely, we are going to listen more about Kariyu and your amazing work and from the King, Speaking King. Well, thank you
Yes.
very much. Arpi, tell us about your amazing work, what you are doing in Armenia with young people.
Hello. What an amazing company. I'm just looking forward for the next, I don't know, 55 minutes, 50 minutes to spend with you, gentlemen. I'm Arpi. I'm from
Oh,
Armenia. Yes. I'm
thank
Arpi.
you.
I'm from Armenia, and we are passing COVID times as everyone. You know, Armenia is the same as everywhere. So, actually, in my life, I'm in business, and in my professional life, I'm like wearing a lot of hats. And I used to say that they are different colors. Like the red hat goes to Cascade People and Business, which is a consultancy company for human resource consultancy. And yes, we do executive search. We don't do like recruitment, but we do executive search there, and we do a lot of reorganizations and like HR consultancy actually. And my green hat goes to Armenian HR Association, which was founded 10 years ago and which is growing and becoming more and more. It is a platform for human resource people to speak and develop together. And there are a lot of youth there for sure. And I have also blue hat, which is regional HR conferences that we are organizing every year in Armenia. And it's gathering more than 20 countries from different areas of our region. And we speak about human resources and about development in human resources. And my white hat goes to teaching because I'm lecturing in a lot of universities and especially career orientation programs and human resources, of course. So I love to teach and I love to share whatever I know. And whatever I don't know, I don't share because I don't know.
Come
And
on,
my
of course.
cat is my favorite one, and it's orange because I love orange color. And it's our Zoom program, which is about youth career orientation. And we started it like 3 years ago. And why we started it? Because we understood that people are losing the most important years of their lives just because of wrong career orientation. And that's why we went down to the school to work with the young generation to help them to understand what they want in their lives, what motivates them, and what strengths they should build on to understand where to go. Because otherwise they listen, I'm sorry for saying that, they listen the voices around, like somewhat will understand me. We don't want them to listen voices around. We want them to find their own voice and understand what is their destiny and the real call in the life.
Wow.
What I do.
Wow. Yes.
That's awesome. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Arpi, this is amazing, and I'm very excited, and I wish we could have more time to talk more about it. So let's move forward to our topic today, which is about empowering young voices. You know, as I mentioned in the context of this whole topic, the whole theme, that we are living in a time like never ever before. 2 billion people under the age of 30, and you know, I interacted with a lot of young people across different countries, and at times I feel that, you know, they lack this self confidence or self belief that, you know, their voice matters or not. No one listens to us, or it doesn't matter at all. So they just keep, especially, you know, in my times, this was pretty common. You know, we use, rather it was considered as a positive thing just to hold yourself. So you know, we are now growing into this arena which is digital, which does not have those traditional conventional limits on your voice, on your speaking power. Even my kid, he's like 10-year old. He has got his voice where he or she can broadcast any message, and thousands and millions of people in the world can listen and can respond and act accordingly. So, what do you think in your network, in your own circumstances? You guys, both of you work intensely with young people. Do you see any difference between the generations? I mean, the generation where you grew up and the generations which is being trained by you. So, do you see any difference in terms of coming up with the confidence, speaking up, voicing up their concern? Is it the same, or you see any improvement, or you see any decline? Anyone who would like to answer?
If I may, yes, thank you. Absolutely. I think the whole uh, this whole movement, first of all, because we have to take into account that we are talking mainly to the Pakistani youth, and of course to everyone that is listening. As I observed the work of Youth Impact and Marcor, and the awareness that you bring to young people, that they have a sense of importance and they are important and they have a voice and they have to speak up. They have, they have to take responsibility to be heard, and to take action, to bring change. I think it's very important to understand that young people nowadays, doesn't matter how you put it, there is a change. Young people are more aware of their voice and their impact and the change they can make. And that comes to due to one thing. We will not be difficult right here. Due to one thing, due to the internet, right? I think the internet gives young people the opportunity to express themselves greater, bigger, better, to reach more people, to be more vocal, right? And to let their voices be heard. And they are using it. They are using it. So I think internet gave um, all people, but in this case, we are talking about youth, the opportunity to not only speak up, but to do it bigger, greater, and better.
Right. My friend Fulgor is talking about the benefit of internet and how the young people are benefiting from this.
Mhm,
So, Arpi, your opinion on this, while you can also focus on this question that, you
mhm.
know, Omar Imran has posted over here, that what do you think is the biggest challenge faced by the young aspiring leaders? because he believes that young generation wants too much too soon. So we will also need your thoughts on it. But before that, do you see any change in this generation and the previous one?
Uh, yes.
Is it me answering? Yeah.
RP, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay. So let me answer then. So of course I see a change. Of course, I'm living almost a lot of years, so I have seen a lot of generations, and this new generation is just amazing. I really adore them because they are very goal oriented, they are quick, they are digitalized, and what I really love in them is they do understand what they don't want, and they do understand what they really want. And this
Mm-hmm.
is, I think, the most important thing, because what drives the person to get and to climb the mountain, it's the motivation just from the beginning. So these
Mm-hmm.
people, this young generation is really motivated because of this desire and their wants, and their understanding what they want from this life. And yes, they want quick results. And I really love that, because this is quick world, people. And in quick world, we need to get quick results. Otherwise, we will not get anything. So I love this feature. I agree. They want quick results, but I love that they want it.
I
Yes,
mean,
yes. Can I
what would be
quickly
a
say one thing?
concern? Yes,
Sure.
please. Yes, Fulgor. Fulgor.
Yes, yes. I love Miss RP. I love it too. That they want their results quick, or they want to achieve their goals fast. But the challenge is that, and the fact of life is that nothing comes fast and nothing comes quick. Right? It doesn't matter what you do. You have to take into account that things take time and that you need to be patient. Patience is the best virtue. So one of the biggest challenges with that, of course, we should love it, and of course, you should want things fast. But I think the biggest challenge right now is to have patience and and to be able to grow and ground yourself with all of the chaos and all of the distraction that is being thrown on us.
Yeah, I do agree. The patience
Fulgor.
is important, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, like we are going to the, we're going to the world of skills, and we are, and skills is quick reactions. So whatever is happening, you should be quick, even if you don't have, enough patience to do something. You have to do like quick reactions to a lot of things, because you never know what will happen tomorrow.
True, true, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely,
And what I
absolutely.
love is that they are accommodating to the circumstances very fast, which is
Yes.
not about our generation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I have a concern. In most of my training programs, I throw this question to the young people, and taking this lead from what Umar Imran, asked. I asked this question to the young people: speed or accuracy? So, what would you go for? So, for example, your computer typing speed is 10 words per minute, and your goal is to achieve 60 words per minute in 1 month time. So, will you start from speed or accuracy? And you know what? 90% times, 90% of them say, since the goal is speed, I'll go for speed. But the point is that when we see that, if you focus on accuracy, speed comes as a byproduct. You
True.
know, it
Mm-hmm.
comes automatically. You do not have to be worried about the speed.
Yes.
So the same thing to me is about the competence, your character and your moral values,
Mm-hmm.
your personal traits, your capabilities. All these things which are slow paced needs lot of patience, consistence, and lot of concentration and focus, which is accuracy. And it brings in the speed. This is my whole paradigm of working with young people. So what I'm listening from you, RP especially, where you are encouraging the young people to come up with speed, which is a blessing. How do you see? How do you advise the young people to maintain a balance that there is no or between speed and accuracy? Rather, there is an and between speed and accuracy. So they have to ensure speed and accuracy at the same time.
I will share our experience that I'm usually, I am applying this at home with my sons because I have two sons. And I had very hard times with them too, with this. This accuracy and speed,
Yeah.
yeah. Um, and yes, I do. What I'm telling always to the people that I'm working with, or mentoring, or coaching, or helping them to reach something in their career, I'm always telling them, first reach quality. When you reach quality, then work on your speed. So one is the basis. The second is the skill for me. The speed is the skill. The quality is the knowledge. So first you have to build your knowledge and then build your skill based on that knowledge. So this is like logical process. So I just dare to state that still speed is very important, but I will fully agree with you, gentlemen, that there should be quality, and it is the basis of the rest, for sure.
Absolutely, absolutely. You are so right. So right.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Right. So while I've just posted this comment, our audience can have benefit from what Patricia thinks. Hi, Patricia. Uh, One more thing which I keep listening all the time, from United Nations to the state heads to the youth leaders, all the people keep saying, youth is our future. I'm really concerned with this statement that youth is our future. What do you guys think about it? Youth really our future?
No.
Okay.
When I saw it on when I first of all, when I saw it on the program, I saw it on the agenda. I said, "The youth is the future." No, 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 absolutely not. The youth is now,
Yeah,
right?
I do agree.
Absolutely. Now, and now we have to work on them, and now we have
Yeah.
to teach them a sense of, first of all, importance and a sense of responsibility, right?
Yeah.
To and a sense of empowerment, so that they know that okay, hey, I have to pick up my responsibility and let my voice be heard.
Nice.
So the youth is now, and now we have to act. Actually,
Yeah.
actually, can I put it in other words? This statement
Sure. Sure.
make us lazy.
True. That's right.
Yes.
No one has seen the future. That's my point. I mean, when you tell me that you are a leader of future, I'll see. Okay, I'll see whatever happens in future. I'll handle it. So right now, let me sleep. RP, what do you think?
So let me rephrase it because I have nothing to add. That youth is our present. That's it. No
True.
commas.
Youth is our. That's right.
Yes.
That's right. Very much. And this is what we need to tell the rest of the world, the leaders of the world. Please take this statement out of your vocabulary. Never ever say that youth is our. We need to change this paradigm. That youth is the present. Youth is now. And these young boys and girls in the age of 10, 15, and 18 and 20, they already are creating wonders. Why we are saying that they have to wait for the age of 30, 40, or 50 to do something great? We need to empower them with this mindset that right
Absolutely.
now, in the age of 60, is the time to act.
Yes.
So we are living in that arena, where I've just shared some examples. Greta, 16, 17 years of age, a Swedish girl who stands up in United Nations and who challenges the global political leaders, looked into their eyes and tells them that you're not doing enough to save this climate. I mean, can she wait to be 40 years of age to create that impact? No. So this is a paradigm where I think the leaders in our age, the leaders who have got the power of communication, never ever use this word. So youth is our present. It's
That's
today.
true.
Youth is today. Youth is now. So moving forward, I've got this comment from one of the participants in today's session. So Sandra, she also agrees that youth is today. Salma is also joining us, and let's see what she has to say. So she's talking about a world after COVID-19. So let's talk a little bit about, from your vantage point, from your perspective, Fulgor, how do you
Mhm.
see this whole world in the hands of young people after COVID-19? What's going to happen? How these young people are going to take the lead or respond to this whole phenomena?
You know, the whole COVID pandemic in the world, there was so much negativity around it, right? But I always say, and I always emphasize that in every difficulty there lies opportunity. So I think the biggest positive aspect that COVID-19 brought is time that we could spend not only on ourselves, but time that we could spend on our families, our loved ones, and people that we we love. So with all the negativity around COVID, I think we need to realize that COVID brought us brought us to the center of what life is, right? Because very often we get lost in all the work and all the projects and all the goals and all the results that we want to achieve at the end of the day. But at a base, in essence, as human beings, we are here for each other.
Yeah.
And in some kind of way, COVID reminded us of that, right? So it is the biggest positive aspect what COVID brought is the free time and the how do you please help me? How do you pronounce it? Quarantine?
Currently,
Oh, quarantine.
Current,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. So um, the challenge for you there, right? Is a positive aspect, but a challenge for the youth there is how to use your time, how to use that free time to build yourself up, how to use that free time to educate yourself, and how to use that free time to, you know, um, uh, use it positively and
Yeah.
use it to your advantage. So I think there is where the challenge lies because the time is there, but what you will do with it?
Yeah.
That's the next question.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. What do you do in that time? How do you prepare yourself for the world after COVID-19? So,
Yeah.
Arpi, what's your opinion? How it's going to change the life of young people after once we are over with this pandemic?
well, all depends on personality type, first of all, because there is like, first of all, we should understand that the young people have personality types too. They are not like all the same. They are reacting in different way. Some of them
Yeah.
are freezing, some of them are fighting, different reactions on the stress. So, of course, there is resistance. For example, I have a lot of people that I know from the young generation that just ignore COVID and they say there is nothing happening. and we do whatever we were doing before. That's too. They are not like all the same. They are reacting. On the other hand, there are people that are fighting, like they do understand that this is very good time to learn and get additional skills and knowledge. So when everything is open, when the lockdown is over, they go and they become better professionals in their field.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if I look to my team, and I have a lot of young people working in our company, I do enjoy how they spend their time because we work remotely. And the way they do it, I really suspect whether we need to go back to office or not. The way they remotely coordinate it, the way they are digitalized, and the way they handle all problems and get the knowledge on different webinars, and all this, everything is open now. So every single day they are passing some training, they are learning something, they are skilling up and reskilling and doing everything to get more and more. So staying alone with yourself during COVID sometimes means a lot of things.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
People are really working on themselves and trying to enrich their professional background, like working on their, LinkedIn profile, on their CV, on their skills, on everything. And for sure, the professions are going to change. And people, I really see the tendency that young people are working on this reskilling and upskilling of their skills.
Amazing. I mean, that's a great perspective, and this is what the young people need to understand. We had been talking about this in the last webinar as well. I had never ever completed an online course in last 10 years. I have started many courses, but I've never completed it. For the first time during this quarantine period, I've been able to complete 3 courses. Say congratulations to me, Fulgor. This is just that opportunity.
Wow.
Thank you. If we do not become sincere to our own selves, our own personal growth, I mean, we have been forced by the nature, forced by the environment, forced by our creator to disconnect, to reconnect with ourselves, to reconnect with the people around our family members, to reconnect with our purpose of life, with our own future.
Yes.
I mean, this is amazing to hear the same, perspective from you, amazing people sitting in 2 different continents.
Yes.
Great, wonderful. So I've got this question from my friend Kamran. He is asking about, his question is targeted towards Pakistan. We are not representing Pakistani government, but he says that why the government of Pakistan is afraid of student councils in the universities. So let's talk a little bit about the role of young people in politics. So in Suriname or in Armenia, how do you see these young people into politics? Because we have been hearing this all the time that you are a young person, you are a student, your job is to go and study. That's it. Focus on your studies, focus on your academics. Is it the right and relevant perspective today? If yes, what is your reason? If no, what do you see the young people in your countries, in your communities doing in terms of politics? Fulgor?
Oh, absolutely. First of all, for those people who make those notes, I always say it's just totally absurd because young people have a voice and young people should be heard, especially in politics. Especially in politics. Let's emphasize that. Because, let me say this. I think in 2 weeks, we have the elections here in Suriname.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Are
So
you contesting?
once again.
Are you participating?
I have mixed feelings. I never had the interest to join a political party, because I'm a big and firm believer in independence and freedom. So, but that's another topic on itself. Um,
Okay.
Right.
um, but I saw a great development here in Suriname, that is that I saw a lot of young people are getting involved in politics and wanting to join the politics and wanting to be heard. But one of the major challenges is that they are often underestimated, right?
Yeah.
Underestimated on their level of skill, as RP mentioned, their knowledge, their ability to handle power or to handle control, right? You should be, prepared properly to do those things, or and to be in positions of power. So the young people are very often underestimated, but they designed a certain kind of mantra here in
Okay.
Suriname. And the mantra is, it's time for the young people to take control. And I support them. I join them. I think young people, right? Let's try
Yeah.
something new. It- let's try something new. And in real life, you should take decisions based upon experience of the older people and the young, fresh, dynamic, and new ideas of the younger people. So with the right
Yeah.
mix, with the right combination, um, it's wonderful. You can bring wonderful change.
Yeah. True. Wonderful. RP, what's your take on youth in politics? Have you any examples where the young people have played any valuable part or have any contribution to the politics in your part of the world?
I really feel very proud because in our country, the voices of young people are heard. And I tell you why. Because recently, I don't know whether you know the story of our Velvet Revolution or not, but we passed the revolution. And right now, we are building a new country. We are fighting corruption, and we are revisiting every single ministry and every single way how we worked before.
Yeah.
And this revolution was made by youth.
Oh,
Absolutely.
wow.
It was conducted by youth. Where is Fulgor? He left. He didn't like my part.
I think he'll join.
He will be back,
He'll
I
join
think.
in. He'll join in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll be back.
Revolution was fully conducted by youth, organized by youth, communicated by youth, digitalized by youth, and finalized by youth. And
Yeah.
we really understood that we have like very bright young generation that really will struggle for excellence for our country. And I'm really very proud, like everyone is very proud of it, because if not the youth, the revolution will not take place. So our generation,
Yeah.
young generation, is very active politically, and they are more and more active because they are only in the social media, and they are in different groups, and they are expressing their opinion, and if they don't like anything, they immediately show that, and they write the different blogs, and they are in politics now, like having different
Right.
places
Okay.
in the government.
RP, one or two direct questions to you. You said that you have got two sons. As a mother of two young boys, will you allow them or will you encourage them to participate in politics if one of them comes to you and says that I want to contest in the coming elections? As a mother, will you be happy, or you say no, 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 don't do that, that's not for you? Yes, politics is good, but but not for you. What do you think? What's your opinion on that? Yes or no?
Uh, I don't. If I say yes, it means I'm okay. If I
Yeah.
say Yes, so it's yes.
You're approving his participation in politics.
If my sons come, which is I really suspect they will not do it, because I was in politics and they were against, like saying, "Mom, don't go there. It's not your place. Do your business, etc., etc." But if they come,
Yeah.
there is a big freedom of choice in our family. So from the beginning, I will never do career coaching and career orientation if I haven't done it for my kids. So they know that whatever they choose in their lives, at least I will tell them, okay, I would rather do it differently, but if you really feel that this is your way, go your way. If I can help, I can help. This is actually
Great.
happening, both of them, because one is 23 and the second is 16. One is already like running a business and having a lot of, personal life and his own story. And the second one is just recently decided
Yeah.
that he's going to behavioral psychology. So it is their way and this is their choice.
Yeah.
And if I can help, I help. But I never tell them no. No is forbidden word.
Excellent. Wonderful. That's beautiful. That's the spirit, and I think that's the paradigm shift we parents and we the generation Y had been or generation X had gone through, where our parents, it was a big no for them allowing us entering into politics. That's where one of the comments from the participant today is that, Samad, what's your opinion? What's your opinion about student politics? So, as you can sense, I'm a great supporter. Yes, if you would have asked me this question 10 years back, I would have been thinking like 50-50. But right now, I am 100% confident that, this is the time where the young people, the people with character and moral values, they have to be in the politics. And it's the student life, it's the young life in the school, in the college, in the university, in the community, where you have to learn the art of politics. You have to learn it from the beginning in the right way with the right values, and then you should come on the top of the leadership, because I believe that in Pakistan and in rest of the developing world, rather rest of the world, if we look at the pyramid of Maslow's hierarchy, all the needs on the bottom, like the physiological needs, health, education, shelter, food, all those basic needs, most of the time we see the international development agencies and the government funding on these aspects of the nations. But there's no change. Why? Because on the top of the pyramid, we see the people, the leaders who lack the character and moral values, who lack the right spirit of leadership. And no matter how much money you spend on the bottom, there will be no change if we do not bring good people in the leadership. And that leadership, the climax of leadership is politics. And that's where I believe myself, if my kids, they come to me, I'd be super happy for them to participate in politics, though my parents never allowed me. So that's my perspective. Okay, so Fulgor, welcome back. We missed you for a few minutes. We were just talking
Yes.
about in topic youth in politics.
Yes. My
Moving
internet
to
went
the
off. That's why.
no problem.
Yeah.
That's again part of this 21st century revolution. The fourth industrial revolution, internet, and it can get disconnected anytime. So, and that's the beauty, that still you can smile after being disconnected. I can still see that beautiful smile. Wonderful. Moving to the last 10 minutes of today's session, we have to conclude it in next 11 minutes. What do you see, or how do you see these young people in our world can build or develop more confident voices? How they can create more impactful impact in terms of their leadership through their confident voice? Do you have any quick tips and tricks for young people to build confidence in their voice so that when they stand up, they speak with conviction and they can influence people, either it's on social media or in person? How to build confidence? Fulgor, the
Yes,
speech king.
absolutely. It is a very important question that you mentioned. I think it starts with the two things, right? It starts with the sense of importance, a personal sense of importance that you have a voice and that you should be heard, and that you are valuable and that your voice is valuable. And the second thing is a sense of responsibility, right? And those two combined make a strong combination of a human being. Let's not say it's a leader, but a human being that wants to take action for the better. So a sense of importance, understanding a sense of importance and becoming aware of a sense of importance and a sense of responsibility uh, is very very important with this one. And of course, nowadays we live in a digitalized world. There are many tools that you can use to reach people, to bring your message. So use them to the fullest. The internet is there.
Yeah,
Come on. So very very important to understand these two aspects.
interesting. Great. Arpi, you work with a lot of young people, especially your Zoom in career development program. So please also talk a little bit about this program. Maybe the young people can benefit from Pakistan as well. But in the context of this question, so how do you advise young people to develop a confident voice?
Um, let me say two important things that are vital for me. First of all, we have all of us have some strengths that are coming from our nature. And if you ask different people, what is your strength? Like the problem is that most of us, we don't know our strengths. This is what we believe in something, but in reality is different. So exploring
Yeah,
yourself and understanding what are your natural strengths that you can build on is the most important thing. And not listening anyone, just exploring yourself.
Yes.
And the second one is
yeah,
what really you want, what really you desire, what motivates you, and finding the space where you
yeah.
can combine these natural strengths with your desires and follow whatever you want to follow in this life. So this is the most important thing, and this is what our Zooming program is based on: to find your strengths and to find your desires, and then to match it and follow the dream of your life. I think nothing else. I mean, this is the form of
Excellent.
success and the happiness.
That's wonderful. Do you also mentor the young people? Do you also take them along? You hold their hands, you coach them, you mentor them on the way as they progress.
It is actually the Zoomi program is 6-day program which is based on past, present, future bridge. So we build what the kid or teenager is coming, what he has in the past, like the stereotypes, the values, the principles, whatever is important for him, and the present, what he
Yeah,
has now, and then we build the bridge, what he wants for the future. So building this in 6 days helps him to come up with a real action plan, where to go and
right.
what to do. And just because he knows where he goes with the action plan, we are doing these coaching sessions after the Zooming program on periodic level. And of course, we're working on
Wonderful.
like Zooming is offline training course. You can't do it online because it's all about interaction. It's all about games. It's all about group activities, presentation skills, everything. So I can't imagine it doing online.
Yes,
But
you know,
it's like we do
Yeah.
career coaching online too, because you can't escape it during COVID.
true, 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 true. Can I say one small thing?
Fulgor.
You
Sure.
know,
Yes, sure, sure, sure.
I experienced the same thing. I have a wonderful program here in Suriname at Suriname Speaking Academy called Public Speaking for Kids. So we do public speaking for kids here, and due to COVID, we could not do it, in the physical form. So we had to do it online. But uh, as the situation started to change and started to get better, the parents said, "No, listen, I paid for the physical workshop, so let me give my child the best experience. Please do the workshop for us." So we did it. We did the workshop online, and after that, we did it in the physical form. But honestly, through interaction, meeting the kids, seeing how they grow, the real
Yeah.
experience, there's nothing like it, honestly.
True, true. Absolutely. I mean, that physical touch, the real human touch.
Hmm.
I'm still wondering if the online virtual medium can replace that. Well, keeping this curiosity with myself, we have got 2 more minutes, one for each guest speaker, to come up with your, final concluding remarks, any advice, any quick tip for young people around the world, that how they can enable themselves to be taken serious, how their voices could be taken serious. 1 minute, 60 seconds. Time starts now. Arpi.
Uh, may I end up with some romantic speech? Is it permitted?
Okay, sure. Right.
Because I'm sorry, I'm in Armenia, so it's like nighttime and a romance comes with it. So
Yeah.
what I want to say that our dear next generation, young generation, unfortunately, we pass over to you a world with terrible ecology and terrifying viruses and not certain future. And please excuse us for this. And please don't make it worse, because you're brighter, faster, and you're maybe more human than we are. And please improve somehow this situation. And when it comes the time of you to pass over, I really wish you feel better than we do now. And that's it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Arpi. That's profound and that's helpful. I'm sure the young people who are listening should benefit from it. Fulgor, your 60 seconds start now.
Yes, yes, of course. I will mention the words that the RP used in the first question. Actually, get to know yourself first and foremost, right? Get to know who you are, determine your mission, your vision, realize your sense of importance, realize your responsibility, understand and be aware of the personal responsibility that you have to take action, and come
Yes.
on. After that, take massive action. take massive action. And Samat said, the pinnacle of leadership or in some kind of way is politics, right? In some kind of way, RP, he said it, right?
Yeah, yeah, I said that. I said
Yes,
that.
yes. But the pinnacle of leadership is politics. But even in and sometimes these kinds of statements, they are strong, they are good, and they are on the highest level. Of course, politics is on the highest level to show leadership. But even in your home, even if in your neighborhood, with your sisters, your brothers, friends, family, people that you know, it is your platform to show your leadership. So it doesn't matter where you are, shine and be that spark. Take action.
Excellent, excellent. Taking action, understanding who you are. And I remember Fulgor's first speech when we met for the first time in 2015. It was exactly the same thing. I'm so happy that you are carrying on the same passion, same mission. Arpi and Fulgor, you might not have heard about Muhammad Iqbal. Muhammad Iqbal is a thought leader in Pakistan and in the Central Asian region. He had been one of the founders of Pakistan. He was also a poet, and in one of his poetry, which he wrote in 1920, exactly 100 years before. So, in this poem, talking to the young people, I'm just going to quickly read out his English translation. In Urdu, he says, "Tu raze kun faka hai, apni aankhon par aya ho ja." But skipping the Urdu part for the consumption of our English audience, he says to the young people, "You are the secret of creation. You got to discover yourself with your own eyes. Share the secret of your own self and become the spokesman of God. Greed has split the mankind into pieces. Become the narrative of brotherhood and become the language of love. There is no limit to your love and your knowledge. In the instruments of nature, there is no sweeter song than you. Young people around the world, it's about you. No one can empower you unless you are ready to empower yourself. So we can just help you. We can just hold your hands. We can just keep talking all the time. We have already spent 1 minute over to this session. So young people, please disconnect and get into action. Do something great. Change this world for us, for yourself, and for our coming generation. Thank you very much. Thank you, Arpi and Fulgor, for this wonderful, wonderful, amazing session. I loved it. Right. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Universal intelligence bless you. RP, amazing.